of the border, where sources say migrant apprehensions are really starting to pick up. Brnovich talking to law enforcement officials and local officials about the crisis crushing their communities as he continues to push back on the administration's border policies. Lawsuit of the week sometimes in Arizona. Arizona Attorney General Brnovich joins us now live from the border in the Yuma sector. AG Brnovich, Tom Homan told us yesterday that where you are, illegal crossings are really picking up. What's the scene on the ground?
Yeah, John, it's out of control. In fact, actually, literally, as we just started talking, you see the Border Patrol behind me. You can see this giant gap in the wall. And what the Biden administration has done is incentivized and decriminalized people crossing. And that's why, you made the joke about the lawsuit of the week, but we've had to be in court, in fact, leading the charge to try to stop the Biden administration from rescinding Title 42. We were successful in court. We've been all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court trying to secure our southern border because the Biden administration won't do it.
Yeah, I didn't mean to joke about it. I just said it seems like you're filing a lawsuit a week, given the situation down there at the border. Let me put up, and I know you can't see this, but just listen along here, figures for apprehensions in the month of April in the various sectors across the southwestern border. Rio Grande Valley, as it always does, led the way. But look at, there you are in Yuma. You are well within the top 5. You're ahead of the Tucson sector as well. What do you expect is going to happen as we get into the really busy months here, even though Title 42, because of your action, remains in place?
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you, John, for acknowledging all the work that I'm trying to do. And look, I'm just trying to do everything I can to protect not only Arizona, but the entire country, because the system is getting overwhelmed. You just showed the April numbers. I mean, that's like the entire population of Arlington, Virginia in 1 month illegally entering our country. So it's overwhelming law enforcement, it's overwhelming social services, and we're seeing this surge in illegal drugs coming into our country. So every state is a border state. And, down here in Yuma, it's not just the people illegally entering the country, it's all the Godaways here on the southern border, where we know people on the terror watch list have been apprehended, but now we're seeing all these people trying to evade capture as well. And they mean us no good. And this is a ticking time bomb. And America is less safe because of Joe Biden and Cartel Kelly.
Down there in Arizona, there are 2 sectors. One is the Yuma sector where you are. The other is the Tucson sector. I want to put this up on the screen because this is interesting. When you look at Title 42 expulsions in the month of April, we saw what the raw numbers were. In the Tucson sector, there were 18,678 expulsions. But in the Yuma sector, only 1,764. Any idea what accounts for that difference?
Well, there is usually more activity in that Tucson sector, but, we know that what's happened with Secretary Mayorkas and Joe Biden is that we're seeing selective enforcement. It's one of the reasons why we had to sue them over Title 42, because they were trying to give basically groups from certain Central American countries a pass on that. And we said, no, you can't do that. We want consistency and certainty in the law. And usually, during this time of year, as it starts to get hot here in Arizona, we see those numbers go down, and it's very troubling they're going up. Just here in the Yuma sector, we know that there's 21 heat-related deaths already just this year. So what the Biden administration has done, John, is not humane. It's insane, because they're encouraging people to break the law. People are dying. They're enriching the cartels, and America is less safe.
I thought the Title 42 expulsion numbers were curious, because you actually had more people apprehended there in the Yuma sector than the Arizona sector. But the Title 42 expulsions were 10 times in Tucson what they were in Yuma. Last question for you. There's a lot of territory there. A lot of it's desert, wide open. What's the Godaway problem like down there?
Well, we know that there are tens of thousands of Godaways coming into the country. There's literally thousands a week here just alone along our southern border in Arizona and Tucson. And so what the Godaways are is these are not the people that are coming over like right across where you see people kind of giving up and then being released into our country. These are folks, usually males 18 to 35, wearing camouflage, wearing dark clothes. They're trying to evade capture and detection. And so they clearly are either smuggling drugs, or those are the people that are causing want to cause harm into our communities and make us less safe. And we know that here in, southern Arizona, we're seeing an increase in like car chases and pursuits. And that means that everything is more dangerous as a result of the failed policies of the Biden administration.
Arizona Attorney General Brnovich, good to catch up with you. Thanks for joining us from the border. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Sandra?
John, the